Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Talk of the Town, the Mount Airy Business Leadership Interview Series via parkbench.com. I'm Donna Marie Needle, real estate agent with Northrop Realty, and the sponsor of the Mount Airy at parkbench.com. I am here today with Alice Settle-Raskin. Alice sits on the board of MAMSA, which is the Mount Airy Main Street Association. And through that role, she wears many hats. But the hat that we are going to be talking about today is her role as the market master for the Mount Airy Farmers Market that runs from June through September of each year. Alice, thank you so much for joining us in Talk of the Town series.
Thank you for having me.
So as we get ready to enter into the farmers market season, I thought it would be a great idea to have you give us an overview. So without further ado, we're going to launch right into our questions.
Okay. All right.
So would you describe for the viewers in a nutshell what MAMSA is and does?
So MAMSA strives to bring traffic downtown, those that are on foot, bicycle, or by car, auto, so that our downtown businesses can thrive and be the downtown, be the center of the centerpiece of the community. So we put on some different events like the farmers market. The market this year is 18 weeks, but we also do Valentine's Day or week event, which is the chocolate crawl. We do a St. Patrick's weekend event. We do Easter. We have a Oktoberfest in September. It sounds a little weird, but Oktoberfest in September. And we do a lot of things that bring traffic downtown, hopefully help the commerce for the shops and businesses and services downtown. We currently have around 60 or so businesses downtown, mostly at least half or more of those are shops and restaurants and services, such as if you want to get acupuncture or massage therapy and things like that are services. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
So, and MAMSA, that's a Main Street organization. Can you tell us a little bit about where that stems from?
So Main Street America started over 40 years ago. Actually, the Main Street America founder is located down in Silver Spring. So we're close to that. Maryland, I think, has over 30 main streets that are located here in our great state. We also, so we follow four principles or we have four standing committees, which are organization, promotions, economic, it's called economic restructuring, but it's really economic vitality. And then we have the design committee. So I am, one of my hats, I'm the economic vitality chair. So we're trying to bring traffic. In that role, we're trying to enhance the business environment downtown to bring traffic to them. And it could be anything from advertising the commercial real estate online to going to doing the events or to promote the different businesses and with what the products they have and the services. So there is one piece of commercial real estate on our site, mountairymainstreet.org. And we're going to be populating that, working in conjunction with Melissa Thorne of the town.
Okay, awesome. So how long have you been involved with MAMSA? and the farmers market?
So I've been involved with both since 2016. I became a member of MAMSA in 2016. And in 2015, the farmers market basically was dying with only two vendors. So Ellie Bondi, who was the president of MAMSA at that time, said, Alice, why don't you come in and help us recreate the farmers market and get it going. And so at the first meeting of the farmers market committee at that time, it was myself, Ashley Collier, Terry King, Ellie Bondi, and Dick Swanson. And I don't know if I left anybody out, but those were the main people at that time. I came in with a plan. Ashley had a whole lot of things printed out, and we all just worked together to recreate the market in 2016 with at least 25 vendors. To start off with, we had, and we still do, carry this concept that our core vendors are about 10 to 12 vendors, and then the rest of them we fill in with guest vendors. Our guest vendors are part-time vendors that come rotate through the market, and then we have something fresh for all of our patrons to see or buy at the market each time.
So can you tell us the difference between your regular vendors and your guest vendors in terms of, is there, for the regular vendors, are they getting more notoriety in terms of their name being out there, or
right?
like,
Well,
how does that work?
That's part of it. We send out a weekly newsletter and post, but I'm sorry, my dog is barking in the background, so
That's
I'm sorry
okay.
about that.
No worries, no worries.
I could shut a window, but I'm just going to leave.
You're fine. You're fine.
So with that, what we do is we try to, it's kind of one of those Southern hospitality things that I believe you shouldn't treat your guest different than you would treat everybody else. So our guests, the only difference is they still pay the same rate. They pay $20 a market day. They get marketed just the same. If you're there full time, you will get marketed better than if you are there part-time or guest. And then what you have too is you have you don't have the same space. You're not guaranteed the same space if you're a guest vendor. The full-time vendors, if they pay by a certain date, get 10% off of their fee. But if they don't pay by, it's usually 2 weeks before the market, they don't get a discount off their fee, and they would be paying essentially $20 per market day. And that rate really, I looked several years ago and compared rates across the spectrum in this region. So that rate's right at the median point. Some charge more for prepared food vendors than they would for farmers. So we're just doing the same rate. Everybody's treated equally.
I think that's a really pretty good rate when you think about it. You know, $20 to just have your stand down at the market.
So
that's great.
Yeah, so like Sykesville, I believe, is on an honor system where if you are, if you make more, you give more. So I don't know what the rate is. Maybe it's 10%. But if you make $1,000 that day, you're giving, if it is 10%, you're giving $100 to the market. If you're only making $100 that market day, you give 10. So there again, I'm not sure what their percentage is, but it's something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what have you, when you first started the market, how do you think it's evolved since then? So
when I started this, I have a marketing and communications background and economic development. So when I started this, I saw that we really needed to bring vendors in, and we searched around all 4 counties, Montgomery, Frederick, Carroll, and Howard. We worked with their agricultural marketing professionals that are hired that are within each county, and put the word out through them, through the Maryland Department of Ag, and we went to meetings. Ashley went with me to the meeting down at the Maryland Department of Ag. So when we did that, when we started out, we were told by a few of the people downtown, oh, it'll never work. The market's only had 5 to 7 vendors. It really doesn't do much. And I said, yeah, but we haven't really marketed it. So when we started off, people thought, well, that year's a fluke. Well, you don't do something once, you continue doing it until it's habit, and then people see that you've got that desire and passion to keep it going. So that passion.
So people thought that or felt that the first year of your success was a fluke?
Some of them did, oh, can you keep this going? Can you sustain it? My feeling is you don't just give up, you keep on going. So 2017, they were paving down in the rail yard where the sheds are now. And so we moved up to the municipal lot, and then we came back the following year. The reason I know it was working for Main Street is that we were asked to come back down to the lot mid-season after the paving was done, because the merchants and restaurants down there missed us, and they missed the foot traffic, because most people were parking up in the municipal lot and just coming there and not going down on Main Street. So that was, it was sad for the merchants on Main Street, but it was good for us in the fact that we know we were missed.
You figured out that the premise of all of your goals or whatever, and the goals of, I guess, the overall goals of Mount Airy economic development and MAMSA, their overall goals was to bring the traffic downtown, of course, to have So that's what you figured out. That was good.
And Wednesdays are an off day. Normally in downtown Mount Airy, it would be an off day where no traffic really comes down Main Street. Your weekends are where it does. We could have this on a weekend, but then we would be competing with all the other farmers markets around, because there are a lot on weekends in Sykesville and Olney and Frederick. All of the nearby towns have markets on weekends. We're only competing with one nearby, which is at the Miller Branch in Ellicott City, at the Miller Branch Library, and then there's, I think, one in Frederick County on a Saturday. So we're not really competing too much. So that it does help downtown. Some of it's residual, within a week or two after, especially if we're giving out gift cards or so. They might not go up that week, but they'll go up at some point to use that gift card.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it's always, nice to have people come through and check out our businesses and be like, oh, wow, never knew that was there. I'm going to have to come back and bring my mother or my sister or whatever to,
Right.
to check out that business. So
Right.
that's the whole point, right? So,
Right.
And sometimes like you said, it's not immediate gratification. It takes a couple of weeks for that to happen. So, but so tell us about what you love most, Alice, about being the market master.
Oh, I don't know if it's the market master title, because that's just a title. What I love most is seeing the community. So it's seeing people come out and buy local, even during 2020, where we thought we might not get that much traffic because people were nervous about coming out because of COVID. We actually had a line all the way out to Main Street. And because we had to limit the amount of people in the market, we had to make sure they were masked, they were using hand washing and doing everything. They kept on coming. They were there. And so where we might normally get around 500 to 600 people per market day, at least we know we got 400 people per market day for 405, I think is the actual number. We had a clicker.
During 2020?
Wayne Evans actually clicked in everybody, so we knew how many people we were getting. So, and even on the off days, we got about 300 people if it was raining or too hot. But the average was 405 people.
That's really amazing, because during 2020 and, all that whole entire time, we worked so hard. Economic EDC, I know we did, and we all did, just to try to get people to continue to patronize our local businesses and local restaurants and the farmers market. We really did put an effort into that because it was so important that we were just, wanted to make sure that everybody was going to stay afloat and make it through this period.
And so when it hit mid-March, I was right in the stages of attracting vendors or retaining the vendors we had, and some of those vendors left the market because of supply chain issues. So so the Sweet Farm, the ginger beer farm, couldn't get their keg beer barrels for the ginger beer. So just everything was shutting down outside the market, but the market kept on going, and hopefully provided our Main Street merchants a venue too, that they could come down and try to sell if they wanted to, or have a pickup location if they wanted to do that, a one-stop shop. So, and a few of them did at that point. So,
So tell me about, tell our viewers about, what all goes into the farmers market preparation. I know that you probably start sometime in January to get all your ducks in a row and get all your vendors in line. How does that work, and who do you have helping you?
We have a committee. So the current committee is myself, Ashley Collier with the town, Dick Swanson, who I say was Farmers Market Master Emeritus, because he was the first Farmers Market Master in 2007. And then we have Wayne Evans, and as well as a new member, Lori Carter. She is the grandmother of one of our teen volunteers. So we start in January. I update the all of the pieces that need to be updated. So the application, the sponsor page, we update everything, and then I send it out. This year, I sent it out to about a list of 50 to 60 people. Some of those did send their applications in, and then we got some new ones because I posted online on our webpage and on the Facebook page, and I pin it to the top of the Facebook page so folks can see it. So we have the application deadline by April 1st. All but 3 or 4 of those people sent in their applications by that time period, and then we still had a little bit more space, so a few sent theirs in afterwards. And then for the farmers market committee, we decide on who we're accepting, and some people this year fell out, and some people stayed. So we had three full-time bakers that wanted to apply, and I was like, how can we sustain a market with 3 bakers?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But it's a good thing that I didn't deny any of them, because our mainstay baker, the dough whisperer, due to health issues, cannot return, at least not until mid-season. And if she does, we'll find a place for her. So those other 2 bakers are going to be trying to fill Kimberly's shoes. And I'm not sure they can, but I'm optimistic that they can. No one can fill her shoes. But what we have with that is Harvest Moon Bakehouse, which is the one that is going to be closely working to fill her shoes. We'll be bringing baked goods, cookies, cakes, pies, pastries. And then there's Bold Love Bakery out of Mount Airy, and they will be bringing sourdough breads and pastries, fruit-filled, vegetable-filled pastries, as well as working to fill a spot that was left by Furnace Hills Coffee. So they are working with Dublin Roasters to bring the Bold Love blend, to the farmers market. So there will be some bags of 1-pound bags of ground and whole bean coffee that will be sold at the market. And then at the market table, at the Mamsa table, we'll be serving up iced coffee and hot coffee and iced tea as well.
Wow, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Tell me how many vendors you will have this year as versus previous years. Do you usually maintain the same number of vendors?
Oh, she's here. She's not supposed to be here. So that's why that dog.
Best laid plans, right?
Yeah. So we have 14 to 18 vendors per market day. We have, I believe, 25 vendors currently signed up. We have basically, we have got the list here. One of the new vendors, one of the full-time vendors, is a cool vendor. It is a duck farm out of the western side of Mount Airy. And it's Libertas Estates Maryland Duck Company. So Libertas Estates also has a winery or a vineyard on their property, and so they have 2 white wines that they will be sampling, but they will also be their main product will be duck meat and duck eggs. So they'll be sampling their wines and have it for order, and then they will and delivery, and they will have their their duck meat and duck eggs. And we hope to sample that later in the season to grill it up and do a sort of a festival of sorts. So we have that. We have a new fruit and vegetable vendor that's full-time, Chestnut Hill Farm. They're out of the Smithsburg area. Their technical address is in Washington County, but the farm reaches across Washington and Frederick County. So it's listed as Frederick County because the families live on the Frederick County side. And then we have, sorry, I'm going through my papers here.
That's okay.
We have Walker Honey Company. They're located in Mount Airy on the Howard County side, and it's their second year. They were a guest vendor last year. And then we have DC Dills. They were located, they were in a lot of DC markets, but now they're only in a couple, 2 or 3 markets in Sykesville and Mount Airy and a couple others. And they actually moved to the Carroll County side of Mount Airy, just shy of the Carroll County line between Howard and Carroll. And they are also coming. They'll be there full time. Twin Valley Distillers. They're out of Rockville. They will be there full time. They have craft distilled bourbons, whiskeys, rums, cocktails to go. And then I already mentioned Harvest Moon Bakehouse and Bold Love Bakery. So then with the guest vendors, we do have Pong's Orchard returning, Linganore Wine Cellars, Urban Winery. Both of those two will be, Linganore and Urban will be rotating throughout the market, alternating. The Book Club Cafe, we're talking about Main Street here. The Book Club Cafe is part of the Last Word bookstore. And so Diane's Cupcakery and the Last Word will be partnering to bring the Book Club Cafe to the market as a preview. So they'll be there once a month. We have Caramel Kettle returning as a guest vendor. They'll be there 7 market days. Carol's Corner and Wayne's Wood Tattoos. Carol and Wayne are Mount Airy volunteers. They do everything they can for us. And one of the things that they're doing, I don't know. My daughter just wrote me a note, but I'm not paying attention to her right now. So one of the things that they're doing to support the market is they bring their crafts. So I don't know if you've seen Wayne's wood tattoos, but one of the things that he did most recently for the town is he created the sign for the community garden that's on Rising Ridge.
Oh, wow. Wow. I have to take a look at that. No, I haven't seen it.
Right. So he does burnt wood projects all the time. And then Carol does towels and totes, embroidery towels and totes. Happy Bee Herbal Products is returning. She has herbal products, soaps, tinctures, salves, bath and body products, as well as organic herbs, packaged teas, and candles. And then we have Campfire Brick Oven Pizza. This is Mike Campanelli and family's second year at the market. And they created my special pizza, which is called the sploosh. So that is onions and peaches with the white sauce.
Peaches.
And so if you watch the movie Holes, you will understand what sploosh is, but you have to see that. You have to, the best thing is to get the white sauce or the olive oil dressing. Do not get the red sauce with that. So, but they have, they'll be there hopefully this Wednesday through August 31st. And then we'll have another prepared fruit or food vendor. Kick Cares is a legal charity run by this young lady who's now 11. They just had a golf tournament at Chaladon, and what they're doing is they're raising funds to support the NICU units, the neonatal units, and the mothers or children within them. And so this young lady started she's 11, and she started her nonprofit at 9 years old. So she's from the Damascus area. And then your local crystal dealer out of Frederick County, and that sounds really weird, but they are, it's wire wrapped crystals. So crystal pendants, earrings, and rings. So they'll be there at least one market day, and we're trying to find them others. Naked, going along with some salacious things, naked door wreaths. They're out of Imesville in Frederick County, and seasonal wreaths and garlands. They'll be there in September. The Rotary Club of Mount Airy will be selling chances for the duck race. And if you haven't been to the Mount Airy duck race, they create a little river with falls and down at the Mount Airy Firemen's Carnival grounds. And I don't know how long it is. I think it's about 300 feet, but they create a slough, I guess it's called, and they put obstacles in the way. And they release, I guess, 100 or a couple hundred ducks at a time, rubber ducks. The bottoms of them have your little ticket number. And if you win, you'll win a prize. They have many prizes that they give out that are donated from different companies. We have Carroll County Master Gardeners coming the third Wednesdays of each month, June, July, and August. And the Mount Airy Sustainability Commission will be there the last Wednesday of each month, June, July, August, and September. So that's the rundown of our list.
That's awesome.
And that doesn't mean that's all of them. We're still accepting some guest vendors to fill a few slots. JD's Bakery, or I'm not quite sure what she's calling her business, but JD Lynn Kelly is also looking for space in the market, which will be in August or September. And she's hoping to open a bakery somewhere in Mount Airy. And
yes, I know we've been working with her for sure.
Yeah, right. And then and so that's the rundown right now. We still have people looking for space, mostly crafters that are looking to get in at this point.
Okay. Wow.
I don't think I mentioned. I didn't mention Crafty Creations. So these are a couple teens that are going to be at the market this Wednesday. Paracord gadgets, pot holders, wood burnings, Play-Doh, and bracelets. So that's the one I omitted. So I'm sorry about that.
No, that's no worries.
And
that's awesome. Well, Alice, this is great. I love hearing about all of the vendors that are going to be there. Hopefully that will people will get to see this and get to know what each vendor offers, and look forward to coming down to the market The market is starting this week. June 1st is the first day of the market. Starts at
Right.
3 o'clock, goes from 3 to 7. That's exciting. So I know that you have a lot that you're working on in the next couple of days. And I wanted to just take this moment to thank you for joining me and going over that, giving me an overview of MAMSA, how it's connected to the farmers market, how the farmers market has been doing over the past 5 to 7 years, and giving us a list of those vendors that are going to be there for this season.
Thank you. And I did want to mention a couple things. I cannot do this without my volunteers. So
Yes.
we have teen volunteers. We have the committee that volunteers. We are looking for setup on the day of volunteers. So that would be if you're available at 1:00 p.m. We're looking for volunteers that could help us set up from 1 to 3 p.m. And we also have music 4 to 6 p.m. starting off with Karen and Otis from 3 for All. They're a band that plays at a lot of different farmers markets, and we have all local music that's either originals or non-copyrighted music that will be at the market as well from 4 to 6 p.m. each market day. So check out our website for that.
Awesome.
The website is Mount Airy Main Street Farmersmarket.org, or follow us on Facebook at Mount Airy Farmers Market.
And if there's a vendor, last minute vendor who wants to try to get in contact with you, would they contact you directly, Alice, or how would they go about trying to see if they can get fit in?
Right. So you could go through the website at Mount Airy Main Street Farmersmarket.org. And if you go down below the opening photo, you will see the vendor application. There's also the contact page there, and so my phone number is listed there, 240-449-6435. You can use that or email mtairy Main Street Farmers Market @gmail.com.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, I'd like to thank our audience for tuning in today. And once again, I'm Donna Marie Needle, real estate agent with Northrop Realty, and also the sponsor of parkbench.com here, where these videos are going to be featured. You can reach me directly at 301-466-3086 or donnamarie@northroprealty.com. And if you know any businesses or any leaders in the community or looking to be sponsored or looking to be featured, I should say, on this website, just have them reach out to me and we'll get it scheduled. And I guess that's all. And we'll be looking forward to the farmers market launching this week and having a great summer. Thank you so much, Alice.
Thank you, Donna Marie.
Okay, you take care and see you soon.
You too.